Hey, welcome back to our interview with Maggie, a candidate for the District 1 representative for the City of Whittier City Council. I'm looking at your demographics and backgrounds. 17% of your supporters have incomes pretty much low income because their incomes are between $15,000 and $30,000 a year. And then you have other people who say they support you whose incomes are over $75,000. But the thing I wanted to ask about was the occupations. 17% are in education, 33% work for the government. You have 17% working in construction, and then another 33% are business owners. What are your thoughts on that? Because it seems like 2/3 are either in government or they own a business. And that segues into the next question. How would you help business? How would you help with the economic growth?
I think that I believe that there's a big disconnect with the business owners in the city of Whittier. I believe that it's important to be able to go and visit the business owners to find out what their needs are. I know that they need lighting. I believe that if they had adequate lighting, like look outside how dark it is. People are not going to come shopping when it's so dark and they don't feel safe. People want to shop in clean areas. We can bring, if we had a good infrastructure, then we could bring people to the uptown area and the quad and other different areas in Whittier, because we have many shopping areas in the city of Whittier. But we need to be more innovative, and I know that when things are nice, we can invite other businesses. For example, there is a great restaurant in right off Rosemead, and they are an organic restaurant, and they're called the Green Board, and they make the most wonderful food. It's totally organic. I would like to see more organic eateries in the uptown area, and innovative. There are young people that are very innovative. They can have podcasts. We could have recording studios. We have a lot of empty buildings that could be refurbished for the young people that have so much talent. So we need to think of bringing new business to the city of Whittier. But the first thing we have to do is we need to invest money in our infrastructure. And that's what makes me angry. When I found out that they were building a parking structure that is costing $15 million for PIH, mostly for PIH, that really angered me because District 1 has been neglected for over 100 years. And I believe that money belongs to District 1 community for our streets, for our sidewalks, and for our lighting in our districts, and the beautification of our district and our schools.
I think it's interesting that you brought up the parking structure in PIH, because I believe you said that they're voting it for PIH, which is interesting because the reason I say this is because the current parking structure is set aside almost exclusively for PIH also.
They don't use it.
And does it seem like the city's giving too much leeway to PIH versus other residents and other businesses?
Yes, there is. There's.
Are they getting preferential treatment?
I understand. PIH, for those that you don't know, PIH is Whittier's biggest employer. What bothers me is that there's no vision. Do you know that parking structure is going to cover the sunset? We're no longer going to be able to see the sunset, which really saddens me. We already have a parking structure that nobody uses because guess what? It doesn't have any lighting. If they would just add lights to the parking structure, maybe people would use a parking structure. So why build a parking structure when we don't need it? We need the money for our infrastructure to bring business development to the city of Whittier. Our Uptown Specific Plan calls for the beautification of our city, and in 10 years to build a parking structure. First, we need the business, then we need to bring the people that shop here, and then in 10 years, we could have a parking structure. Why are we doing it backwards?
Speaking of parking, I wanted to ask, because as you know, parking for residents is an issue in the district, and the city has all kinds of parking lots, and plus we got the parking structure, but my understanding is that those are only for businesses and for patrons of businesses, but the residents at night when everything's closed are not allowed to use those. Would you favor allowing residents to use the parking facilities in order to alleviate the congestion as far as parking on the streets goes?
Why can't we accommodate the residents that live here? If we have parking structures, let's use the parking structures. Let's light them up.
Give them a permit to park there overnight.
Excuse me?
I mean, would you support giving them a permit
Yes,
to park
I would.
overnight?
Absolutely. Why not? Do you know how many people in residences can't find a place to park? They have to, at midnight, bless their hearts, they come home at midnight and they have to park 2 blocks away in the dark to get to their houses. That's not right. It's not right for the people in the town of Whittier. If we have a parking structure, why can't they have an overnight parking? That makes sense to me.
I mean, it's what Long Beach does, because my brother had a friend down there, and they have a public parking structure, and during the daytime, businesses use it, but at nighttime, it's for residents only, and so the residents have to park inside the parking structure instead
Isn't
of out
that
on
a
the
smart
street.
idea? Isn't
Yes.
that working with our community?
And I'm wondering
That's what we're supposed to do.
why isn't Whittier doing that already?
We need vision in our community. We need to be more of a community base. We are a beautiful community. Let's start working together. We need to work together. The city needs to work with the community. That's what we need to do. We need to partner together. We're not against them. We need to work together.
So you would support more public-private partnerships to help out with some of these issues that
Yeah.
we're going through right now?
Absolutely. That's the only way to get things done. Working together in partnerships.
No, I have to ask you because I've had a couple of people bring this up to me that they want to bring an Apple store to Whittier. Is that something that you would support?
Why not?
Okay. I think a lot of people in your district are pretty much saying the same thing. Why can't we have something
Yeah,
like
why
that?
can't we?
I mean, we used to have big name stores.
Yeah,
We had
why can't
Sears. We had auto dealerships.
JCPenney's.
We had Montgomery Ward's. There was another one that we had. I'm trying to remember the name of it.
I'm a tenant in Montgomery Wards. I have an office there. I have
There's a store that we used to have. I think it starts with an M. I'm trying to remember what it's called though. But we used to have high-class stores, and now it's like
Ward?
not Montgomery Ward's. It was
Macy's. No. Henshaw's.
We used to
I
have
love
a Henshaw's.
Henshaw's. I
and
love
we had
Henshaw's.
we had JCPenney, and it was the other store that was on the other end of the Whitwood Mall when it was the Whitwood Mall. And when those stores started leaving and the auto dealerships started leaving, we didn't get that high of a value of a store anymore. If we brought in an Apple, that would bring back some of that high value, wouldn't it?
Yes, absolutely. That's called innovative thinking. Whenever good restaurants want to be around other good restaurants, they want to be around good communities. That's what we need to do. We need to build our community up. But we need to start with our infrastructure. We need to, I went to Canada. I'm a Rotarian and I went to a convention in Canada. And in Canada, in Toronto, Canada, you have a metropolitan city, but it's beautiful. It has beauty. You have a building and then you have a little area to be able to sit down with a little water fountain, and you have flowers and you have beautiful trees. That's what Whittier has. We have a bunch of empty lots. Why not make them into sitting areas with little water fountains so families could sit around and our seniors could sit around and read a book or just relax? Those are the kind of things that we need.
And that's interesting because Lano, when I was talking to him yesterday, he brought up that he wanted, I don't know how he's going to do it, but he wants the city to find a way where they can make use of a lot of the lots that the landlords are absentee landlords because they live somewhere else. And these lots, because they're not being used, are attractants for vagrants, homeless, and other criminals. Is that something that you would support, finding a way to make use of those lots? How would you go about that?
I think that what we need to do is okay, I'm going to give you a perfect example. It's not up here, but where I live, on the corner of Santa Fe Springs Road and Mulberry, ASB Burgers has been closed for at least 15 years. It's become an eyesore. It's all covered up. We have homeless people living over there, hiding in there. I think that landlord should be taxed higher. If he's not using his property, he needs to be taxed a higher rate. He needs to do something with that property. That property would be perfect for a learning center for our community, a library, or another place to eat because it's right across the street from the baseball field, York Field. And many times we need parking and he won't even let us use the parking. So those are the kind of things that we need to do. You know, we have a lot of open space. We need to use open space. Otherwise, we have problems.
So you would support a type of blight tax
Yes,
if it's becoming
yes,
a problem for the community?
I do. I support that 100%. I do not want to tax our residents, but if you have property and you're not doing anything with it and it's becoming a problem, yes, then they should have an added tax for them.
Okay. And that segments into the finance area. Because we're talking about Measure W, most of your residents are saying that they're undecided about it. A lot of the same people are giving, they have no approval of the low marks in current city council as far as handling the finances because of the financial crisis. Now, in past years when I've run, they've always said that every year, oh, we're running a deficit, and then just before the election, they'll say, oh, we actually made the deficit go away. But this year, for some reason, they tried to do that, and they haven't been able to do that.
Well, let me ask you a question. If we're running a deficit, why is there a $15 million? Where do they get the $15 million to build the parking structure? I'm going to call it
You're
the
the first one to bring that up.
Yeah, the white elephant. I'm going to call it the white elephant because I believe it's going to be a white elephant. Can anybody tell me where that money came from? I want to know where the money came from. Where did they get $15 million? The city says that they don't have any money, but where did they come up with $15 million?
For the parking structure.
For the parking structure.
That is a lot of money, and that's a good question.
Yeah, I would like for some intelligent person that can figure, I would like to find out where did that money come from.